NoPlum99 made a video called The Impossibility of Omniscience, How Donald Rumsfeld Disproves God. And his video inspired me to make my own argument for the impossibility of omniscience. But first, here is Donald Rumsfeld talking about epistemology.
There are reports that there is no evidence of a direct link between Baghdad and some of these terrorist organizations.
There are known knowns. There are things we know we know. We also know there are known unknowns. That is to say, we know there are some things we do not know. But there are also unknown unknowns. The ones we don't know, we don't know.
Excuse me, but is this an unknown unknown?
I'm not.
Several unknowns, and I'm just wondering if this is an unknown
I'm not going to
unknown.
say which it is.
So there are things we know, and there are things that we know that we don't know. But there are also things that we are unaware of not knowing about. The unknown unknowns. And I'll let NoPlum99 explain known unknowns and unknown unknowns. First, known unknowns.
So I could talk about what's 50 foot beneath my feet right this minute. I don't know what it is. It's probably going to be rock or clay, chalk, could be sand, sandstone, who knows. But I know that there's something there. I know I can pinpoint that this is something that I don't know. But I know there's something to know. So that's a known unknown. And I think if you look from the perspective of a God could certainly potentially rule out known unknowns. He could certainly search his memory bank, search everything that he is aware of and say, no, I know every aspect of everything here. There are no known unknowns. But the concept of an unknown unknown is entirely different. By definition, an unknown unknown is something that you cannot know, and you cannot know whether or not you know it. This is the very specific point about unknown unknowns. Is that you're so oblivious to them that you can't know them because you don't even know that there's something to know.
What he means is that they are known unknown unknowns. We are aware that we are unaware of being unaware of certain things. An example is dark energy in physics before the invention of the Hubble telescope, or anything else in science that we have discovered that we once had no idea even existed. Unknown unknowns are an epistemic category of knowledge. We just don't know how big the set is.
Now this seems to be an intractable problem to me from a potential God's perspective, because just the very fact that unknown unknowns could exist means that he cannot rule them out. Almost by definition, this is a category of thing which cannot be ruled out, because if they did exist, you would not know about them. So that's the general argument of what I'm talking about, is that there's always at least one thing that God cannot know, and that is whether unknown unknowns exist.
Premise 1. Omniscience is the ability to know the truth value of every proposition with unconditional certainty. Premise 2. For every mind, there is at least one thing for which it cannot know, the extent that unknown unknowns exist, and what those unknown things could be. That is, things or facts that one is not even aware of not knowing about. Premise 3. It is possible for a very powerful, very knowledgeable being to create a sub-being, who was itself very powerful and very knowledgeable, but was fooled into thinking that it was eternal and had existed from the beginning, and would not have the knowledge to know what was outside, and would have no possible way to even know about the facts that it was unaware of. That is, it would have no knowledge to the extent that its own unknown unknowns exist. Premise 4. The being that created our universe is a mind. Premise 5. Given 2, 3, and 4, it is possible that the being who created our universe is itself a created sub-being with no possible way to know the extent of its own unknown unknowns. Conclusion. Therefore, given 1 and 5, the being that created our universe cannot be omniscient.
This would probably be a coffee video, this. Worth getting yourself a cup of coffee, because it's going to be perhaps a bit of a head scratcher.
Well, that's it for now. I'd like to know what you guys think. Send me a message, leave me some comments, make a response video. See you later.